على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today we would like to begin the program with the recitation of the Quran by Akbar's nephew. So if I could please ask Brother Zain to come up to the stage for the recitation of the Quran. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم ولا يمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة يردني الرحمن من ضر لتغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كما أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم ليرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا مهدرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا ليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في فلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا ونطعم ما لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذوهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغول فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين أو أن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبيلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فما استباقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في خلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويهك القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم أو منها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إننا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا نسي خلق قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحيي الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكة كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات.
Jazakallah, Brother Zain, for that beautiful recitation. Could we have one more loud salawat for the increase in his ma'rifat and tawfiqat, inshallah? Allahumma. For the next part of the program, I'd like to invite our Brother Muhammad Nasir for the Hadith Kisa. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
قل هو الله. One of the blessings of reciting this story or this scenario that is in light of a very significant verse of the Quran is that the Hadirin, the attendees who are listening and reciting this particular story, apart from the additional secrets and blessings that they get, the assurance of this story is that they're visited by angels who partake in the Majlis itself, in the sitting. And one of the roles of the angels is that they pray for their forgiveness and that the grieving should end. And the problems of the world should also end. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, while this is going to definitely be presented to us, that the Marhumin in which this Ithal Thawab is kept should get the same benefit, that the angels should visit them and pray for their forgiveness, and if there is any elevated status above, that they should be prayed for their elevated status as well. Salam ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري أنه قال: عن فاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة، ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به، وصرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلالو كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت عليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت عليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جدا، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم ها هو ما ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له عليك السلام يا أخي ويا وصي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتا يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بترف الكساء وأومأ بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وهامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم، وسلم لمن سالمهم، وعدو لمن عاداهم، ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنية ولا أرضا مدحية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل: يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل: هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل: يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أحبت إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله: نعم، قد أذنت لك. فهبت الأمين جبرائيل وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتهية والإكرام ويقول لك: وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم، وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله: وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله، إنه نعم، قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء فقال لي أبي: إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول: إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. فقال علي لأبي: يا رسول الله، أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي: والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي: إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا: يا علي، والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا، ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض، وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا، وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله حما، ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما، ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي: إذن والله فزنا وسعدنا، وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. بأرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات من قرأ رحم الله من قرأ سورة مباركة الفاتحة.
Can we have one more loud salawat for his tawfiqat, inshallah? Allahumma. Thank you for that beautiful recitation. Now for the next part, I'd like to invite Brother Safdar to please come up with his salam. Please welcome him with a loud salawat. Allahumma.
Ali Muhammad وعجل بارہ دیگر صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجہم. چونکہ یہ ایک ایصال ثواب کی مجلس ہے اور تو اس مناسبت سے کلام ہے کہ جب انشاءاللہ ایک مومن کا جسد خاکی میت قبر میں جاتی ہے تو اس کی جو دعا ہو وہ کیا ہو، تو اس سے متعلق ہے انشاءاللہ. ایک دفعہ درود پڑھ دیجئے محمد و آل محمد پہ. اللہم صلی علی محمد و آل محمد وعجل فرجہم. اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو، میں دعا ہوں لحد سے اٹھا لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو. اپنے مولا کے قدموں کو چوموں گا میں، فرش سے عرش کو آج چھو لوں گا میں. اپنے مولا کے قدموں کو چوموں گا میں، فرش سے عرش کو آج چھو لوں گا میں. یہ عبادت کو ہرگز نہ بھولوں گا میں، بھولوں گا میں. تم کو اللہ کا واسطہ لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو. حق کا داعی ہوں میں تم کو معلوم ہے، ایک فدائی ہوں میں تم کو معلوم ہے. حق کا داعی ہوں میں تم کو معلوم ہے، ایک فدائی ہوں میں تم کو معلوم ہے. کربلائی ہوں میں تم کو معلوم ہے، معلوم ہے. میری میت یہاں سے اٹھا لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو. یہ لحد تو نہیں ہے ٹھکانہ میرا، یعنی اب ہے وہیں آب و دانہ میرا. یہ لحد تو نہیں ہے ٹھکانہ میرا، یعنی اب ہے وہیں آب و دانہ میرا، بن گیا ہے وہیں آشیانہ میرا، آشیانہ میرا، یا نجف مجھ کو یا نینوا لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو، سر کے بل آج چلتا ہوا جاؤں گا، ہے ارادہ یہی سامرا جاؤں گا، سر کے بل آج چلتا ہوا جاؤں گا، ہے ارادہ یہی سامرا جاؤں گا، میں خراسان نجف کربلا جاؤں گا، کربلا جاؤں گا، وہ جہاں ہے مجھے اس جگہ لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو، اے ابد میری جنت ہے کرب و بلا، میری مٹی میں ہے عشق آل ابا، اے ابد میری جنت ہے کرب و بلا، میری مٹی میں ہے عشق آل ابا، کچھ نہیں چاہیے مجھ کو اس کے سوا، اس کے سوا، سوئے دامان اہل کسا لے چلو، اے فرشتوں مجھے کربلا لے چلو، صلو علی محمد و آل محمد۔
Thank you so much for that really moving recitation. Inshallah, we all get a tawfiq to visit Karbala and Samara, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. As we are expecting a couple more guests to come, so I would please like to request everyone who is sitting to move forward a bit, just to help with the arrangements. So can we please all just move forward with a loud salawat? Allah. As we know, this is the Majlis Ithal Thawab for Marhum Hadi Ali Saeed, son of Taqi Ali Saeed. So in that honor, there are a couple of words to share. So in order to share those words, I'd like to invite Akbar Saeed to please come up and share a couple of words in the honor of the Marhum. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
I'll sit behind it. Okay. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm very happy to see all of you here today to commemorate my father's passing of 1 year, almost a little bit more than 1 year. And especially the respected Maulana coming all the way from Toronto. I know Maulana and my father. Sorry. I know we have a very strong connection from the early days in Kitchener. My father was always very proud to have helped the Maulana when Maulana first came. And he always used to tell me stories about that. But on behalf of my mother, Dr. Saeed, and my family, thank you. I would just like to, my brother Askar Saeed and Haider Ali Saeed, I would like to, and all obviously our children, like to thank you for attending. And I know there's many people on Zoom, online, who are also here joining us who couldn't be here in person. And I'd like to also, thank you for, taking your time out to be here. I just wanted to say a few words about my father, and also a few thoughts I had about, our faith, and if Maulana, with Maulana's permission, and inshallah, if there's anything I say that is wrong, I hope Maulana will please correct me. So my father was a very integral part of this community. Many of you know he was here for many, many years. Being in different positions in the executive, and his heart and soul was in this community. Along with my mother, also, who served as past president as well, and was very proud to be, I think, the first woman president of a Jamaat. And I remember, fondly, and some of you will remember, those of you who have been here for a while, that when things were being kind of in turmoil a little bit in this community, my mother decided to move the Majlis and the center to the house in New Dundee Road, into the basement, and the Majlis went there for almost a year, if I'm not mistaken. And she was so happy to do that, but even more happier than her was my grandmother, her mother, my Nana, who was living at our house and upstairs in the bedroom, and he was so happy because she could attend every majlis. All she had to do was come down the stairs, and then she would be, in the majalis. So she was very, very happy, and even till her last day, she always used to talk about that time when the center was in our house. And, so I'm sure he would have been so happy to see this center and how the center is developing and how far everybody has come. And if I might just request a Surah Fatiha for him, Hadi Ali Saeed, son of Taqi Ali Saeed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And so he has many, many friends in this community, and many friends who have left, and are buried here in this community. Our hearts, in many ways, are still here in this community, even though we live in London. My mother's with me and made the decision to come and move to London. Our hearts are very much still with this community. And one thing that I would like to say about my father, in terms of the way that he was, he always loved children. I noticed, whenever he came to the Majalis in the old center, and he used to be sitting on the chairs, and he used to always be playing with the children that were, running around. And so I always remember him kind of interacting a lot with the children. And I think he, realized that the children were really the future of our community, right? The future of who we are. And therefore, he was always very calm. He was also very patient. I think many of you who knew him knew his demeanor and how he was, never, didn't show any anger and being, irritated, but was always smiling, smiling even to the very end of his life, very, very much smiling and very, very patient and happy. He also had a very, very strong faith. I remember he used to tell us about the days in Pakistan, in Karachi, when he used to we call this a groupie, right? A groupie is somebody who follows somebody around, and he used to follow the Maulana Rabi. Used to go from venue to venue, and he used to say he used to go to 4 majlises a night during that time, and learnt a lot from that very, very learned man. And he also was very strong with family, always, very, very keen to see what the needs of his brothers were. And his father, and was very, very much a family man, very much family oriented, and also took care of our needs as well. And the other thing that I just wanted to say about him, the last thing, was that he spent a lot of time. He used to tell us a lot in his days in Vellore when he was growing up. His grandfather, who we in our family call Babu, he used to go and perform weddings around the Vellore area, because he had the authority to perform weddings. And he used to take my father with him, who would be his grandson, and go on these long trips to perform these weddings. And sometimes they'd have to travel very far. And my father would have the honor of carrying the book where they would write everything down and record stuff. But my father used to say that, Babu used to go and perform these weddings, and many, many times the people were so poor, they had no money. So sometimes they would give him chicken or some eggs or some other things. And many times they wouldn't have any money and they wouldn't be able to pay him, right? And so he was, that was, from his heart, he was doing that. And so my father, I think, learned from that, you have to help people, right? That is one of the main things, in our religion, in our faith. It's not just about, belief, but also about action. And I think that was kind of instilled in me as well. And I when I went to Ziyarat some years back, after reflecting about my experiences there, and looking at the religion and our faith, it seemed to me we almost have two poles within our faith. We have the pole that is situated in Najaf, which is really very much of an intellectual pole. And we have the pole that's situated in Karbala, which is very much of an emotional pole. And it's very interesting on, Arba'in, when we do the walk from Najaf to Karbala, and we cover both sides. But I think we as Shias and as Muslims, we need to have a balance between them. Right? We need to also have a very, very strong faith, but we also need to do action. Right? The two things go kind of hand in hand. And it always reminds me of Surah Asr. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal asr innal insani lafi khusr illa ladina amanu wa amanu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bil sabr. And in fact, this surah says that by time, Allah is telling us, by time we are at loss. Man is at loss. Right? There's none of us that can cheat time. You can be rich, you can be poor, you can have millions of dollars, you can be a beggar on the street. Right? None of us can cheat time. Right? There's nobody here that was born 200 years ago. Right? So we're all going to be a victim of time. But Allah says, you are at loss except those who believe and do good and enjoin on each other truth and enjoin on each other patience. In fact, this surah has been so instrumental to me in my life that I've decided that, along with my brothers, that we want to put this on my father's gravestone. Because if we look at the formula of Islam, this formula of Islam is very simple in many ways. It's displayed and it's actually said and stated within Surah Asr. Right? That believe and do good and enjoin on each other truth and enjoin on each other patience. And my father is very much, I think in my eyes, very much of an example of one who believes, has a very strong faith, but also strove to do good. Right? He's tried to do good in this, by contributing to the center, contributing to the Majlis, contributing when people needed things. He would give things in charity. So I think we can take an example from that and see that we have to have faith. We have to believe. But at the same time, it's not just enough to have faith. We also have to have action. Islam is a religion of action, right? That action is very important. Why is action important? Because it's only action. Action is what gives you Thawab. It gives you reward. Allah has promised you reward. And I teach entrepreneurship at university. And one of the things we teach when people want to start a business is to develop a business plan. Where you develop a business plan. How am I going to, make money in this business? What are my expenses? And you figure it out and you project and you plan it and you go according to that plan. Well, I am saying to you all brothers and sisters out here that we should have a Thawab plan. A plan about Thawab. Right? How are we going to get reward in this life? Because once the day comes When Allah calls us back to say, and once our death comes, which we do not know when, it could be within an hour, it could be tomorrow, it could be next month and next year. Allah, the Imam says, live your life like, as if it's your last day. Live each day like it's your last day, right? Because we don't know. So what we can do, the only thing that we can take with us is our rewards, our Thawab. And so we have to figure out, we have to have a plan, right? What is the plan that we're going to have to get Thawab in this life, right? So when that final call comes, our bank account is full. We have a positive balance in our bank account, right? So what is it that we're going to do? Well, I would say, brothers and sisters, the biggest thing that we can do, the easiest thing, in fact, is to take care of our parents, right? If we take care of our parents while they are still here, that is like, you get much reward for that. In fact, many of my cousins know, I call my parents my Thawab factory. It's a factory for making Thawab. You take care of them. One day they won't be here. And then the factory's closed. Right? So take care of them, what they need as they get older, right? You become the parent to them, in fact, as they get older. So please, that's one way. The other way is through our actions and our rewards. Our actions, we get rewards for our actions. We give charity, but also help people, help others, those who are less fortunate than us. Remember, Allah does not do direct help, right? Allah works through other people. Right? We are the vehicles to help. In fact, everything that we've earned as a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's our effort, but it's because of His blessing. It is His wealth. It's not our wealth. So when we get this wealth, Allah says, give it, use it. Use it for your benefit. Use it to get Thawab. Right? Give it for charity. So brothers and sisters, this is something we have to think about. Right? We need to have a plan in mind of how we can live life. We can live day to day and we can live our lives. But eventually you get to the point, like someone like me with the white beard and everything. Now, I think, how did I get to this point? How many years passed by? And before you know it, we're already, 50, almost 60 years old now. Right? And that's, I tell my mother that I'm almost 60 years old and she says, no. That can't be possible. I can't have a son who's 60 years old. But it's true, right? Because your parents will always look at you as a child. Right? So inshallah, I really, I just wanted to give this message, from my heart to think about how we spend our time. We spend our time, we give our time, we give our money through charity, we give our time, but also we should give our hearts and our emotions, and we should help people as much as we can. Especially those less fortunate than us, because we've been given the opportunity living in this world, in this part of the country, or this country, to get lots of benefits, because our parents have gone through the struggles to bring us here. And now we have the ability, we have the earning potential to actually go and help others, especially in those countries. So again, I would just urge everyone to think about that. What is the plan? What is your plan going to be in order to gain that Thawab? And of course, finally, I just wanted to say that, may Allah accept all of my father's deeds and give him a place close to him. And may Allah also help us develop a plan for gaining Thawab. Right? May help us think about how do we get Thawab? How do we help others and get that reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that when we actually go up there and stand in front of Allah on the day of judgment, we have a positive bank account. We have our deeds that Allah has promised that He will reward us for. So inshallah, I pray to Allah that this will happen. Salawat.
Jazakallah for those great words. Inshallah, we can all sort of take lessons of being patient and doing the khidmah, doing the service of our parents, inshallah. So again, for the forgiveness of the Marhum sins and in order to place him amongst the highest ranks of Jannah, can we have one loud salawat as well? Dear brothers and sisters, we're extremely fortunate and lucky to have someone like Maulana Baqri bless us with his wisdom and from all his knowledge, coming all the way from Toronto. So please like to invite Maulana Baqri to the minbar with a loud salawat. Allah.
فاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله من أول الدنيا إلى فنائها ومن الآخرة إلى بقائها والصلاة والسلام على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين سيما على خاتمهم وأشرفهم سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين بالقاسم محمد اللهم صل على آل محمد وعجل فرجه وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين صاحب العصر والزمان خلیفة الرحمن امام الانس والجان الذي بيمنه رزق الورى وبه ثبتت الأرض والسماء اللهم عجل فرجه الشريف. The circumstances of human being today, humanity today, injustice, cruelty, dhulm, spread all over the world. Solution to the problem of the society is the only one, that is reappearance of our Mawla Imam Zamana Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. Allahumma Salam. Thus the best dua is dua of Faraj of Imam. All together, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma kun li waliyaka al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala abai fi hadhihi as-sa'a waliya wa hafida ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طويلا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم بهم نتولى ومن أعدائهم نتبرأ إلى الله ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين أما بعد فقد قال الله وهو أصدق القائلين وقوله الحق يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون صلوا على النبي الله. How fast days pass. 27th November, whenever we hear the name of death or word death, we think we are majboor, we can do nothing. But the Quranic ayah says, no, die with the choice. How can you die with choice? Before I go further, I will give one preface. And that preface is that muqaddimah is this. We can see this world through two lenses. There is no third lens. One lens is materialistic, maddi. This world is nothing but matter. I am also matter. One day we will finish. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. This one concept. That view is called materialistic perspective of life. The other lens is spiritual. Death is not the end of life, it is the beginning of eternal life. Here comes completely two different approach to the life. One time a person believes nothing, enjoy man, have fun, only one life. There is nothing to worry. The other perspective says, no, we have to be very worried because this life is a very short life. That life is going to be a very long and eternal. Hum fiha khalidun, khalid, eternal. If there is a good, good will be eternal. If there is a bad, bad shall be eternal. If we are in heaven, inshallah, with the hope, hum fiha khalidun. May God forbid. If in hell, hum fiha khalidun. This is why the youths of today, there is a very beautiful book, if you can, youths can read this very beautiful book by Shahid Mutahari, Divine Justice. It's beautifully translated by Hujjatul Islam Maulana Shuja Ali Mirza. You know him, many of you. Torontonian, is in Qom and he comes also. Very beautiful translation. In the Muqaddimah preface, Shahid Mutahari writes, it's an era of stress, ambiguity, problems, and we don't know where we are, and vulnerability. In this era, so many things, information bombardment. If you open about religion also, so many conflict thing comes. Nowadays, all of us, we have, mashallah, the phone, and if we are here, inshallah, in the Majlis, put it in aeroplane mode and look at me, inshallah. Salawat padhiye. So we are so attached to this world, and this attachment is, sometimes I say this, we have this gadget, we sleep with the gadget, we wake up with the gadget. I am also with you, don't worry. And we become so restless when we don't have this. It's a powerful tool. I have given on that 40th day of Marhum a remedy for that. I don't know how many of you remember, how many of you doing homework, I don't know. To do 10 ayats a day. Don't open your gadget until and unless recite 10 ayats with the translation. Inshallah, from today you start it. You will see completely different world. That world is so vast, so live, so real. And then you realize this world is artificial. And it has so many problems. There we don't have any problem. 10 ayats a day. Why 10 ayats? Hadith says, Man qara ashru ayatin min al-Quran, lam yaktub min al-ghafilin. Our heedlessness is because we don't know where we are. If you recite 10 ayats, heedlessness goes away. The curtains been removed. In the ayah which I recited for you from Surah Al-Imran, 3rd chapter of the Quran, 102 ayah, beautiful. Each and every ayat is beautiful. Allah is talking to the believers. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Not the non-believers. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. We have non-believers also. These are the believers. The believers who are, our logic is completely different, the logic of the non-believers. We don't say why, we say what is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What Masumin alayhi salatu wasalam taught us. Because our belief taught us to go through this line. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O believers. This taqwa, the word taqwa usually translated into fear of Allah. Now Allah is something to be loved. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Love Allah. There is no fear. Now Allah is Rahmah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. What is this fear? Fear is consequences of my own actions. Because I have to see what I do. If I do wrong, I have to see that wrong. In fact, taqwa should be translated God consciousness. We have to be very conscious. If I do wrong, I will get punished because of myself, not because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, this is laws of nature. Ittaqullah haqqa tuqatih. Be God conscious as you're supposed to be. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمِينَ. Don't ever die, but in the status of Islam. Status of submission. Say salawat, inshallah. We think we are smart now. We are in Canada, we are America, we are in technological advancement, and we think, oh, religion is nothing. Nowadays, we have seen, you can also, a Muslim can say, I am an atheist. It's coming every day, we hear the news. I'm an atheist. And some people even describe Muslim atheists. How could possibly? Either you are a Muslim or atheist. You cannot be Muslim atheist. Likewise, someone said Muslim so and so, astaghfirullah, gender base. I'm Muslim gay, astaghfirullah. Rabi. We don't have Muslim. Is Muslims is only one path. A person, that kind of ideology, we think, oh, we are getting smart, that's why we are thinking. No, Quran talks about it. If you read Surah Jasiyah, is 45th chapter, ayah number 23, when you go home and refer, and those who are watching, they can refer while they are watching. Each and every ayah gives us completely different and fresh flowers. Fragrance you can see and you smell. Quran says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَى أَذَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ. Didn't you see a person who should choose, whose choice is hawa? Hawa is desire. I think so, I think so, I think so, I think so. Who are you, man? Chepiddi ka sherwa. Who are you? Me, I think so, I think so. No, be professional, man. Here is doctor here sitting, he is heart specialist, cardiologist. And if you go to him and say, I have problem and neck, he said, go to ENT. That is professionalism. If I don't know religion, why I become master of religion, man? And I give my input about religion. This itself is not professionally right. If I am not aware of anything, I have to seek from a professional. That professional in Islam is a mujtahid. Because he has spent time and time, 50, 60, 70 years. Then he comes to the Masail and Tawziul Masail. Then he becomes Ayatullah Sistani, Rahbar Muazzam, etc. And without going to in this process, I become mujtahid and start giving fatwas. It is logically wrong. It is not professionally right. Salawat Padi Muhammad. Quran says, أَفَرَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُهُ. His deity is desire. Me, I think. أَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ. And he has been lost having knowledge, not having knowledge. A doctor says, I don't believe in religion. Oh my God. You are a doctor, man. Don't say this is an unprofessional thing. If you don't know nothing, I want to seek knowledge. I have to know how it is, how it works. I want to become involved in understanding knowledge rather than once I reach, Quran says, the knowledgeable people will deny. ختم الله على سمعهم وعلى قلبه وعلى بصارته غشاوة. Their hearts have been sealed off, their ears have been, they don't want to hear truth. They have, we call it what? Mindset. It's a very dangerous thing. Youths, always be open. Be open. I am saying something today. You got it? Don't stick to there. That's why Islam is not static. Islamic dynamic. Each and every day, قَوِّ عَلَى خِدْمَتِكَ جَوَارِهِ وَاجْدُدَ عَلَى الْعَزِيمَةِ جَوَانِهِ هَوَهَبْ لِيَ الْجِدَّ فِي خَشْيَتِكَ وَالدَّوَامَ فِي الْإِتِّصَالِ بِخِدْمَتِكَ. Oh Allah, I want to move forward. I have to go faster so that I can catch those who are gone before me. So that means that is Islam. That is Islam. Understand what I'm saying? I hope. We think we are smart. We are in Canada, we are in America. That's why we can say this. No. 1400 years before, there was a group of people during the time of Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. They were atheists. And they used to talk to Imam. Imam patience, he used to give answers to them. One day, these four people, their name is Abdullah ibn Abi Nadir, Abdullah ibn Abi Lawja, all of them Abdullah, but none of them Abdullah. Abdullah means what? Servant of Allah. And all of them were atheists. Can you imagine? This is history. They were in Mecca and Muslimin, they were doing Thawab. And these four people, they were they're making mockery of this. Oh, look at that, these stone walls, and they are going through, they are saying there's God. All of them dumb, man, dumb. Huh? Abdullah ibn Abi Nadir said, no, there is one smart person here in this. The other three, they say, who is that person smart among them? Let's go and talk to him. People were lining up to ask question. And who was there? Imam Sadiq alayhi afzalu salatu wasalam. Allahumma salli. And they asked same question. Why should I believe I should do act, namaz, rozas, hajj, zakat, all of this problem? Why should I take? Once I say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, leave me alone. No, Allah says, I cannot leave you alone. Once you say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, you are under the protection of Allah. You have to follow the commands of Allah. So why should I follow a religion? Imam gave very beautiful answer. We called it daf'e darare muhtamal. It is natural human nature. We protect greater interest by paying less today. For example, insurance. Every house is not burning, man. Why I need to have insurance? What if, okay, every car is not banging, but what if, that if is so expensive, now insurance company are multi-billion dollar industry. All of you know. What is this? It's a human nature. I want to protect my greater interest by paying little bit. That is simple. Imam said, this that's all. You are the one, I am the one. You say nothing is there, I am saying, no, there is something. That's why I'm offering namaz, roza, hajj, zakat, everything. You said that nothing is there, you are not doing nothing. Both of us, if we die, if there is nothing there, you and me are all equal. What if 50% chances? In reinsurance, 0.1 chances. Here is, in this case, 50% chances. Either there is nothing. If nothing, we are same. If there is, what is going to happen? I have prayed, I have done, I get ready for that world. You are not ready. What is going to happen to you? They said, oh my God, it's a very deep question. He is asking simple questions. It is simple. Answer the answer. If I don't do nothing, that means I am, once I died, you and me, because you didn't believe, both are. If there is something, we don't say if there is something. We say, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. We don't believe if and but. We know there is God, there is Muhammad, there is Ali. Salawat. This is my first preface. Second thing we have to understand is, are you with me? Oh yes, I am not boring, inshallah. I can start joking also. I don't know. Salawat padi. Second thing is very beautiful, very important to understand religion logically. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Nothing hanky-panky. Direct. Islam is direct. Quran says, Qulu qawlan sadida. Talk direct. Logic. Don't talk something which is on the fence. This could be that. No, Islam is clear. Quran and Majid talks about the easiness of Quran. Last night I was having Majlis, I was explaining this, very beautiful. Quran says, لَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. Surah Al-Qamar, 54th chapter, 3-4 times it has repeated. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We made Quran easy. Is there anyone to remember? The Quran is what? Say it. Easy. Maulvi says, no, tough man. Should I believe in Quran? Should I believe in Maulvi? Quran says easy. So now I have to know how it is easy. Qawlan thaqila. It is a very tough choice, a very difficult to understand, but Quran says easy. How Quran made easy? I will give an example. If you are with me, say salawat, inshallah. Wa Ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. और एक सलवात पढ़ दीजिए मोहम्मद wa Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. How it is easy? You see, Tawheed is a very difficult subject. Topic of monotheism, God is a very tough choice to understand. Quran one speaks, gives with the examples. Because we are talking about the world which is non-tangible. And we have to believe to extent it has to become tangible for us. Science says, we will not going to believe science until we see. Islam says, you believe, you will see. So belief is first. Why belief is first? Quran says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you cannot see him. Impossible. Lan tarani ya Musa fi dunya wal akhirat. Not in dunya, not in akhirat. Lan tarani. You will never going to see me. So how can I believe which I don't see? That's why in the Quran, how many ayats we have in the Quran? 6,236 ayats. How many? 6,236. So there are 6,236 messages of the Quran. If we read 10, 10, 10, inshallah, very soon you will finish. 10, 10 ayat. Very beautiful. Quran is saying the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to go through yourself. So 1,000 ayats Quran talks about the day of judgment, life after the death. 1,000 clear ayats and 1,000 little bit hinting, just like Malike Yawmiddin. What is the meaning of Malike Yawmiddin? Master of the day of judgment. That means day of judgment is coming there. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَى وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا. A Bedouin Arab comes to the Prophet and his camels are outside. He said, "Oh Prophet, people are believing you. I don't have time outside. My cattle are out. Tell me one thing so that I can change my life. Only one thing." Companion is sitting there. Prophet said, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. If you do atom of good, you shall see it. If you do atom of bad, you shall see it. Once he heard, he said, "That's enough. I had it enough." He has run away. Companion, this is, we were 10 years, 15 years, we are sitting with the Prophet and we never say it is enough. He's saying with ayat, one ayat. Prophet said, Raja'a faqihan. He came an ordinary person. Now he's a mujtahid. Because faith has changed. That's enough. So one ayat can change our life if we go. Salawat padhiye. So Hazrat Ibrahim, during the Hazrat Ibrahim, 3 kinds of worship was there. Number 1, idol worshippers. Number 2, human worshippers. Number 3, planet worshippers. Idol worshippers, Hazrat Ibrahim asked, "Why do you do this? You make yourself this idol and you make them deity. I cannot take. They don't harm you. They don't do any benefit. How can you believe?" So he rejected them. Then a human being, Namrud, was proclaiming his God, confronted Hazrat Ibrahim. Rabbi alladhi ya'ti shamsa bil mashriq fa'atabiha bil maghrib. If my Lord brings some sun from east, if you are a God, bring from west. فَبُحِتَ الَّذِي كَفْرَ. He said, "Oh, that is very good logic." Number 2, planet worshippers. فَلَمَّا رَآ. He saw a star. He said, "God?" Then star gone. Oh, say, "I don't believe." Something which goes, I don't believe. Then moon sets. I don't believe that which sets. Inni wajjahtu wajhiya lilladhi fatara samawati wal ard. I'm turning towards my Lord who is the originator of the universe. So his conviction was clear. All of these three group people, they were unitedly say, "Harraquhu," burn him out. That's it. He is problem maker. He has broken our idols, and he is saying against the planet worshippers. He is saying against Namrud. All of them say, "Harraquhu," burn him to death. Hazrat Ibrahim, the fire was big. They could not put him because they could not go close. They have to create a manjanik. I don't know what it's called in English. Yeah. They created, and on the air, Allah's angel, they ask, "Oh Allah, your Khalil, your love, even your friend is about to burn. Should we help him out?" Allah said, "If he wants, go and help." On the air above, near to death, "Hallaka haja, is there any help you need?" Hazrat Ibrahim said, "La minka," not from you. If we would have been there, "Oh yes, yar, I am in the big problem, please help me out." That is, Hazrat Ibrahim has seen the presence of Allah. That is how Quran says, you believe, you shall see it. If you don't believe, you cannot. So once you believe, act upon it, you will see the curtains are removing and everything becomes clear. Salawat. I'm not taking much time. This is a very beautiful piece, and inshallah I will finish with this. And all of us know, as Akbar has alluded about Hadi Bhai, I know, I still remember Kitchener. Oh, 2 years I spent in Kitchener. Very loving, very caring. We landed here, and next day he visited me, our family. And he saw we have no furniture, no nothing, because just arrived, newly arrived. Next day I saw that he brought small TV. Still I remember. Maulana, kam as kam news to dekhte hain aap. Maul, we cannot see nothing but news. I was joking with him. I said, "Okay, thank you." So that much consideration, a person is landed, he has still starting his life. We need to help out. Let me say one thing, this to conclude, is a very beautiful. Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, one of the title of Hazrat Musa is Kalimullah. What is the meaning of Kalimullah? I usually say zero dialing. Yes, once he wants, he can talk to him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It becomes communication with Allah. He asked one question. Such a beautiful question. "Oh Allah, what you would have done if you have been in my place?" That means I am abd, you are ma'bud. What would you have been done if you become abd? It is called impossible hypothesis. It is impossible God become a servant. But Hazrat Musa asked. Allah said, "Oh Musa, it's a very beautiful question, man. If I would have been you, I would have been serve humanity." Salawat padhiye Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. For example, we pray namaz, we don't know, accepted or not. We do fast, we don't know, accepted or not. We do so many things, we don't know it is accepted or not. But if you serve, it is accepted. For sure. So one of the best things for all of us to become servicing humanity. Today, each and every day the situation is getting worse and worse and worse. Poorer are becoming poorer. The report of today, within 30 minutes a person becoming millionaire and millions becoming poor. Allahumma salli ala. Sorry about it. I always say, if you want to see status of Muslim Ummah, see the mic. सलवात पढ़िए मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद वाजिल फरज Quran gives example yufuna bin nadri wa yakhafuna yawman kana sharruhu mustatira wa yut'imuna at-ta'ama ala hubbihi miskinan wa yatiman wa asira. Go back home and surah number 7, beginning of surah, these ayats are there talking about a group of people. They are so adamant to serve humanity. They used to feed whom? يُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ, in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for name and fame, nothing, only in love with Allah. عَلَى حُبِّهِ, miskin, miskin, the one destitute. Yatim, orphans. Asir, asir is who? Who we call this? Prisoner, POWs, prisoners of war. Tell me, which prisoners of war is going to the door? Any prisoners of war? Because they are in prison. How can they come to the door? So that shows the Fatima's house, they are not only giving it away to those who are coming to them, they themselves. Salawat padhiye Muhammad wa ale Muhammad. So this ayat is telling us, number one, in love with Allah. No, innama nut'imukum liwajhillah. Not for name, not for anything, only in love with Allah. So serve humanity in love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rewards are ample. Nobody even can imagine how much reward if you help one family. I always say in my khutbah Jummah in Toronto, we are in the Western country, at least we can take care of one family in third world countries easily. How much it costs? $100 to $200. In India and Pakistan, one family can survive with $200. And here we need thousands of dollars to survive ourselves. So why don't we do something, so lend a hand to these people so that they can survive? I always focus on the education. So younger generation, those who are there, I have seen the fruits of education. If you help out, inshallah, there is a reward in this world and also here in after. Salawat padhiye Muhammad wa ala Ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. आखिर में दो चार जुमले इंशाअल्लाह मुसाहिब के तौर पर, जब हम सर्विस ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी की बात करते हैं तो करबला इज नॉट समथिंग ओनली ए ट्रेजेडी. सिर्फ ये मसाइब की जगह नहीं है. करबला एक टोटल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, इंस्टीट्यूशन है. आप कितनी मर्तबा सुने कि होर का काफिला आया रास्ते में and they were thirsty. होर battalion है उसके साथ 1000 और he is leader of the battalion, he is himself commander, or no water in the desert. Imam Hussain said, पिलाओ इन सबको पानी. यहाँ तक कि रिवायतों में है कि लोग इतने प्यासे थे कि जब मश्क लेके डाल रहे थे पानी को तो इमाम भी डालने लगे. एक आदमी हाथ कांप रहे थे. He was so thirsty. So इमाम ने सीने को लगाया, सर को. कहा घबराना नहीं, प्लीज ड्रिंक, calm. What is this? Enemy. ये लोग आए हैं, आने वाले हैं करबला में, मुखालिफ में आने वाले हैं, मुखालिफ के लिए खड़े हुए हैं. लेकिन इमाम हुसैन मुखालिफ नहीं देख रहे हैं, इंसान देख, ऐसे इंसान देखते हैं. इसीलिए हम देखते हैं कि शब आशूर इमाम हुसैन ने मोहलत नहीं मांगी है, मोहलत दी है. थिंक ओवर इट, स्टिल थिंक ओवर इट. मॉर्निंग में हुर आया. शेख काशिफुल गिता, वन ऑफ ग्रेट स्कॉलर्स ऑफ शियास, किसी ने पूछा, हदीस इज देयर, अत्तफक्कुर अस्साअह أفضل من عبادة 70 سنة. 1 hour of thinking, contemplation is better than 70 years of prayers. He said, I don't know. مجھے معلوم نہیں ہے کیسے, how it is possible. کاشف الغطاء رحمت اللہ said, ہر اس قافلے میں تھا لیکن اس کی 1 گھنٹے کی تھنکنگ جہنم سے جنت لا دی. That is how it is. Think over it. Thoughts can change our life from hell to the heaven. امام حسین کو صبح عاشور دیکھتے ہیں کہ حر آ رہا ہے, اور بیٹے سے حر سے بیٹے نے کہا, بیٹا میرے ہاتھوں کو باندھ دو, اس لیے کہ میں نے قصور کیا ہے مولا کے سامنے, اور میرے چہرے پر نقاب ڈال دو. ادھر حسین قافلے کو تیار کر رہے ہیں. عباس سے کہا جاؤ اس کا استقبال کرو. روایتوں میں ہے کہ جب کبھی ظاہر کربلا کے میدان میں پہنچتا ہے تو حسین آواز دیتے ہیں, جاؤ عباس استقبال کرو, ظاہر جاؤ استقبال کرو. تاریخ کہتی ہے کہ حر آیا, منزل قریب تھی, تکبیروں کی آواز بلند ہوئی, حر نے قدموں پہ سر رکھا, حسین نے سینے سے لگایا. حر کیا بات ہے, کہا مولا کیا مجھ جیسا بھی بخشا جائے گا جس نے آپ کو دروازہ اپنے راستہ روکا تھا, جو کربلا آنے کے باعث بنا, کیا میں a person like me will be forgiven. امام نے کہا انت حر فی الدنیا والآخرہ, حر تم دنیا میں بھی آزاد ہو, آخرت میں بھی آزاد ہو. مولا اگر آپ نے اجازت دے دی ہے تو پھر مجھے مرنے کی اجازت دیجیے, مجھے جنگ کی اجازت دیجیے. امام نے کہا حر تم میرے مہمان ہو. امام حسین کی اس کہنے پر حر سر جھکا دیا, مولا ہم نے آپ کو بلایا ہے, آپ ہمارے مہمان ہیں. روایتوں میں ہے کہ علی ابن حر, ہس کا سن, حر کے فرزند کو مولا نے اجازت دی, جاؤ جنگ کے لیے. حر کا بیٹا جنگ کرتے کرتے زخمی ہوتا ہے, اور گرنے جب لگتا ہے تو پکارتا ہے بابا سلام. حر بہت تیزی سے پہنچتے ہیں, لیکن پہنچنے سے پہلے دیکھا حسین پہنچ گئے ہیں علی ابن حر کے سامنے. حر کے بیٹے کے سر کو گود میں لیے ہوئے ہیں. حسین نے کہا بیٹا پریشان نہ ہونا, تیرا بابا آیا ہی چاہتا ہے. حر پہنچ کے کہتے مولا آپ نے یہ کیا کیا؟ مولا نے کہا میں نہیں چاہتا تھا ضعیف باپ بیٹے کی لاش پر پہلے پہنچ جائے. کتنا آسان ہے اے حسین تیرا کہنا, لیکن جب علی اکبر رگڑ رہا تھا پیروں کو, اس وقت تک کوئی نہیں تھا. حسین گرتے جاتے تھے, اٹھتے جاتے تھے, پکارتے تھے پدر کو پسر نہیں آتا, جگر میں درد ہے لخت جگر نہیں آتا. روایتوں میں کہ امام حسین پہنچے, سینے پہ ہاتھ رکھا, علی اکبر نے آنکھیں کھولی, سمجھ گئے بابا پریشان ہیں. کہا بابا پریشان مت ہوئیے, ابھی میں نے دیکھی دادا آ گئے ہیں, دادی آ گئے ہیں, اور نانا آ گئے ہیں, دیکھیے آب کوثر لائے ہیں, اور یہ کہہ رہے ہیں حسین ہم تیرا بھی انتظار کر رہے ہیں. صلی اللہ علیہ یا ابا عبداللہ وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك وأناخت برحلك عليكم منا السلام أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين فيا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز معكم فوزا والله. سورہ الحم 3 اخلاص مرحوم ہادی علی سعید ابن تقی علی سعید. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم, الحمد للہ الرحمن الرحیم مالک بسم اللہ الرحمن. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات والأحياء منهم والأموات تابع بيننا بينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك على كل شيء قدير. खुदाया परवदिगारा, हमारे इन आंसुओं की कसम हमारे गुनाहों को बख्श दे, आइंदा गुनाहों से तू अपने यद कुदरत से बचा ले, परचम इस्लाम को बुलंद फरमा, दुश्मनान इस्लाम को दहशत गर्दों के सरगनों को तहस नहस कर दे, मजलूमीन मोमिनीन की मदद फरमा, मोमिनीन मजलूमीन को क़याम करने की तौफीक इनायत फरमा, मोमिनीन दुनिया भर में जहाँ जहाँ उनकी जान माल आबरू और इज़्ज़त की हिफाजत फरमा, जो परेशान हाल उनके परेशानियों को दूर फरमा, बेरोज़गारों को रोज़गार इनायत फरमा, मकरूज़ों के कर्ज़ों को अदा फरमा, बीमारों को शिफा दे, हमारे जिस्मानी अमराज के साथ साथ रूहानी अमराज में गुरूर व हसद व किब्र व निफाक व नखवत व गीबत को दूर फरमा, जो गोदियाँ खाली उन्हें पुर कर दे, जो लड़के लड़कियाँ बिन ब्याह के हैं उनके ब्याह कर दे, सुफूफ मुस्लिमीन को मुत्तहिद कर दे, हमें बांटने वाली सहूनी क़ुव्वतों को बांट दे, मराजे और रहबर के सायक हमारे सरों पर सलामत रख, इनकलाब इस्लामी को इनकलाब महदी तक मिला दे, हमारे मरहुमीन के बरज़खी हालात को बेहतर से बेहतर कर दे, उनको जवार ईमा में जगह इनायत फरमा, जल्द से जल्द मौला का ज़हूर फरमा, हम सबको नासिरों में शुमार फरमा। थैंक यू। सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मुहम्मद।
الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليك إمام الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة، السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلام عليك أيها المعين الضعفاء والفقراء، السلطان أبو الحسن علي بن موسى أيها الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان، الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك، واجعلنا من أنصارك وأعوانك ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.